So politics, it was more of a religious thing.
Okay.
Yeah.
Religious.
Yeah. So it was like a conference.
Yeah.
And then obviously you know about prophets and they give prophetic words and stuff like that. So it wasn't just one person. You know, obviously it was initially one person at the beginning, and then as time went on, many others along the way that confirmed the same thing without even knowing who I was. So let's bring into context. So within this local municipality, there's a total of 59 seats.
Okay.
30 seats made up of your ward councillors, which is your direct vote. Normally you go to vote, you've given 3 ballots. Once for your ward councillor, you'll have the pictures on there. And then the other 2 ballots is your party rep, PR, and your district. Those ones you just see the party logos on.
So
look, because when you register the voter, you got to put your ID number and then state the address and house number you live in to say
Sure, you actually live there. Yeah.
He then looks at the voters roll, which is a list of voters, and he notices like 28 people, if not more, listed on one address.
Oh God.
Oh.
And it's not like this address is like this massive mansion or complex. It's a simple 3-bedroom. And you've got 28 people living in there, and he's like, yeah, see, this is the kind of voter fraud. So you get ANC guys now just cramming in voters so that they can try and win the. So that we never had a problem. Well, I'll say we never had a problem with tankers.
We never had a problem with water shedding.
Water shedding is a whole story on its own.
Well, it started after the floods.
Yeah, so we'll stick with the water,
Okay.
the water tanker mafia for now. So we had budgeted about like 25 million, give or take. And by like mid-term, you gotta get a midterm budget review. Suddenly we get this cost containment item that comes in. They're like, no, listen, we budgeted 25 million. Unfortunately, it's not enough. We exhausted that amount within the first quarter. And we now need to ask like another 120 on
What? Just to hire tankers.
for hiring of tankers.
Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of Warroom Talk. Today we're joined with Jay, your favorite, and our special guest today is Sipho. Sipho, thank you so much for joining us today. So let's jump straight into it. Tell us a little bit about yourself, where you grew up and where you are right now.
Okay, well, thanks guys. I can't say it's been a long time coming, but I'll say it's been a long time coming. Our catch up has been a long time coming.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Childhood
man.
friends, huh?
Yeah, man.
It's been like what, 15 years?
Yeah, the last time I saw you. No, the last time I saw
You
you
were
was
in
at the
grade 8
Buzz.
or grade 9?
The Buzz Montessori school sports thing a few years.
I think so.
Many years
Yeah.
back. I think
Yes.
pre-COVID or something.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's me, man. First and foremost, thanks for having me on your podcast.
Yeah.
Welcome, man.
First time on a podcast, by the way. So forgive me if I'm a bit nervous.
Nah, no
I'm,
problem,
I'm
man.
used to radio interviews and things like that, and shouting in
That's
council
an
and stuff.
platform. You can
This
see
is
what your speak your
yeah.
mind.
This is new. This is
Yeah.
new territory for me. But yeah, man, my journey. Who am I? Well, born and bred in the 032 Quadakuza Stanger.
032.
The 032. Yeah.
Yeah.
Geez, man, it's. I've always been in Stanger. I think most of my life.
Mhm.
I did spend about 6 years of my life in Bolito. Also schooled majority of my life in Bolito. So I'm like a native to both Stanger and Bolito at the same time. Currently what I do right now, we were talking earlier before we actually got into the podcast. I was asked, what do you do for a living? And I'm like, this question always starts up some interesting debate. So what I do for a living is I'm a counsellor. I'm a counsellor both in...
Politician in
Yeah.
Yeah. We like politicians.
I hate the term politician,
Oh,
man.
comrade.
Oh, that's an even worse term to use.
Cut it out.
That's even worse term to use. We don't use. But anyway, yeah, man. So politics is my love and hate relationship that has been with me for as long as I can remember, man. As long as I can remember. So currently, a counsellor, PR counsellor for Action SA in Quadakuza Municipality and Ilembe District Municipality. So yeah, it's a double headache for me.
So you're busy, man.
Yeah, we have to be busy. What are you gonna do, man?
So then, how did you two guys? You mentioned childhood friend.
Yeah.
How did you guys meet? Where did you guys meet? And how did that relationship grow from there?
So when I went to high school at Ashton. Back then it was Seaford, I think.
Seaford, yeah.
And that's how I met Sipho. And we went to school together in Bolito.
Yeah, we've come a long way. So I would say I was the native to Seaforth because I was there from its
the
inception.
beginning.
You were there
Yeah.
from the beginning.
Yeah, I was there from the beginning. In fact, I was there when it was Sir Liege.
Oh shit.
Yeah, and then it moved to Bolito and became Seaforth, and then I was there. And then in grade 8, you showed up.
Yeah.
Yeah, we also traveled in the same bus together.
Same bus.
The Stanger bus.
I won't lie, it was like a culture shock for me.
Serious?
Yeah, bro. I went to school in Stanger my whole life.
But I mean,
And then I went to
oh yeah,
white school.
private school, white school.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh,
Crazy.
must have been a culture shock. It
Culture
was also
shock,
changed for
bro.
me, but I think when I came in, it was still small, so it worked out for me well.
Yeah.
Because I came from Manor Primary, and then straight to Seaforth. So, but small.
Level of education is different. You know, we struggled.
way
Is it, right?
Yeah.
way
Sipho and I comrades.
dude.
You guys-
Academic struggles.
No, it's way good. Like what kids are taught in public school. Like
Yeah,
if you
bro.
compare grade 3 in a public school and you compare grade 3 in a private school, it's you can at least say it's one level.
Worlds apart.
Like what you would probably learn in grade 4 in a public school, kids in private schools are learning in grade 3.
Don't really know all the
Yeah.
stuff.
Yeah, bro. So we got thrown into. Well, I got thrown into the deep.
He
end.
got thrown into real deep end.
Yeah.
I fortunately went in. When I went in, my grade 3 class was 3 people.
Is it?
Yeah.
3 people.
Oh, so it was like an inception of the school.
When I got in, there was just 9 of us.
Yeah, and that was considered big.
Yeah.
Well, from 3 years.
Yeah, that's considered big.
There was 9 of us in the class.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. So school, high school, and traveling in the bus. We've known each other since then. And then obviously I left Seaforth at the end of grade 9. And
Right.
you still stayed on. But then I come to Stangerman Secondary, and I realize, oh, I'm still within his friend circle here because some of his buddies still know. I'm like, okay, so I'm here. Okay,
But
right,
now you're in
cool.
a class of 40 people.
So did Akshay come back as well? So Akshay ended up back with you?
Akshay ended up back in. In fact, Stangerman Stangerman Secondary. So there's me.
So who was
Akshay.
with us at Ashton or Seaforth? Ended up back in Manor.
So in the year I went back, it was myself and Akshay.
Yeah.
And then I don't know if you remember Nikhil.
Yeah, Nikhil
Nankumar.
Nankumar.
He showed up in Manor Prior Secondary when I was in my matric year. So that was in 2011. That's
Yeah,
when-
yeah.
I think he came from Crawford or something like that. So yeah, man, I'm pretty
No, he
sure there
came
were
from
others.
Ashton.
He came straight from Ashton. I thought he went from Ashton to Crawford and then Crawford.
I don't know. I think
But
he
anyway,
came
yeah.
from
So
Well,
he,
anyway, that's
he showed up. Yeah.
Yeah, Mohammed Mita also.
Oh yes, how can I forget? Oh my days. Okay. So there was quite a few of
you
us.
guys
that
are
actually
recording
moved
all your childhood friends.
Yeah,
Yeah,
like
bro.
flashbacks are coming back now.
Yeah.
And there was a lot of us. Man, there was a crew of us though. But it was fun. It was fun. Traveling in the bus. Fun.
Cause
Oh,
chaos.
Nathan Chetty also was there.
Yeah.
Oh, how can I forget?
no,
Oh,
Nathan was at Crawford.
But no. Nathan came to Stanger. Nathan was in Stanger Secondary. I think he came about a year before me.
Oh, okay.
But then he was also a year.
Priya Nankumar.
She also came. Now all the names are popping up, and now I'm realizing
Now we just
all these people just.
Now we're going through the class list.
It was like an exodus from Seaforth Ashton to Stangerman Secondary.
Yeah.
Yes. Oh my word. In fact, Priya's, I won't say neighbor, but she's like just down the road from me.
Mm.
Yeah.
But then, moving on from the class list.
No, but you wanted to become a politician from back then.
Yeah.
I won't say from back then.
So you went to high school. Did you ever go and study at university?
I did. So it currently is still trying to finish my degree. It's
Nice.
There's some hiccups you got to sort out with UNISA, but anyway,
Yeah.
it is what it is. But yeah, man, I think politics came up around about probably in my grade 7 year.
Grade 7. Wow.
But
Yeah.
why politics? Like, how does
Are
somebody?
your
come up-
family in politics? Was anyone in your family in politics or something that just interested you?
So politics, it was more of a religious thing.
Okay.
Yeah.
Religious.
So it was like a conference,
Yeah.
and then obviously you know about prophets, and they give prophetic words and stuff like that. So it wasn't just one person. Obviously it was initially one person at the beginning, and then as time went on, there were many others along the way that confirmed the same thing without even knowing who I was. So politics and I is kind of like an arranged marriage.
Okay.
That with time I've learned to grow and love. So,
Destiny.
Yeah, suppose so. And then
Yeah.
man.
So you say you're studying. What are you studying now?
So I initially started off with international relations.
Mhm.
That
No,
was
but before you get to that part, like,
okay.
what's the step? Like, if somebody is interested in politics, that doesn't not connected with anything. What's the pathway from scratch to get to where you are? Like if they're in high school and they want to become a politician, how do they go about doing it before they get into university and things?
You gotta get active. You gotta get involved. Start off basically within your community. I mean, and then in this time and age, communities have many avenues to get involved in. There's like your CPFs, your community policing forums. You've got your neighborhood watches. You've got your ratepayers and residents associations. We've got quite a few of those now. Getting involved in those, and even if those don't exist, start one on your own. But just get involved in the actual upkeep and maintenance of your own community.
Community service stuff.
Community service. That, at the end of the day, we'll leave provincial and national politics. So that's a whole different ballgame. But local politics at the end of the day is just about service delivery. At the end of the day, it's your bread and butter issues.
Yeah.
So if you start getting involved in that, eventually you'll slowly pave your way. And the good thing about the way it's set up is that our council meetings are actually open to the public. So if you know when a council meeting is happening and you have the means to get there, show up at a meeting, sit in the gallery, listen, see how things go about. Just by listening to what's being spoken about, you'll slowly get yourself clued up into the loop. And then if you want to get involved in a political party, you can go that route. If you want to become an independent guy, you go that route. But at the end of the day, you got to start at the grassroots level, which is being involved in your community.
So when you were young, assuming in high school, did you attend any of these rallies or whatever it is?
So when I started off, I think from like grade 8 or 9, I got involved with the ACDP, African.
I think I remember those people.
Yeah, you're probably might.
Yeah.
Because that was happening while I was in school. In fact, there was
Okay.
at one stage I was in a news article, and then my friends were like, "Oh, you're involved in politics?" I'm like, "Yeah." So yeah, African Christian Democratic Party. That's where I started off. Started off as a normal member, got involved, just like genuinely getting involved because you obviously want to make a difference in politics. And then I became a youth leader within a branch, a regional youth leader. I became an interim provincial youth leader.
Sure.
Got involved on the provincial executive committee. Man, I was everywhere.
Yeah.
I think when I left the party, I left as the interim provincial youth leader. And then from there, I took a breather.
Okay.
Because obviously you don't just jump from one political party to the other. You got to obviously see how things go. And then obviously I left ACDP, was a political nomad for a while.
Yeah.
And then myself and another colleague who's actually my caucus leader right now, we crossed at some point there was an issue. This must have been a few years, I think like 2015, 2014 or so. There was this whole push by Planned Parenthood Foundation to bring about what is known as CSE, Comprehensive Sexual Education. And the problem we had with that was that they were trying to bring it at the lowest possible level. So like from grade 1. I mean, like grade 1's being taught about some really explicit sexual stuff. We felt was a bit of a violation.
Crazy, yeah?
Yeah. So then we started a whole movement and then we joined in and we eventually managed to put a halt to that whole thing. And then from there...
That's a big win.
It's a big win.
Yeah.
But it's a win that no one probably knows about. But nevertheless, it's a win that I'll celebrate in my...
People watch this and they see
Yeah,
it.
it's a win we'll celebrate in our own corner.
Sure.
And so, yeah, from then, and obviously that opened me up to like my first live radio debate. There's many things happened from then. And then obviously still chill, took the backseat a bit. And then come 2020, the DA decides to start headhunting me.
Wow.
And
Okay.
a few of our colleagues, I don't know who told them how and what, but someone gave me a call one day like, "Hey, listen, are you still with ACDP?" I'm like, "No." "Are you in any political party?" I'm like, "No." "Okay. I'm part of the DA. Would you like to join?" I'm like, I don't know right now. I'll get back to you. Give me some time to think it over. And I delayed that process for like 4 months.
But why? What was the problem there?
I think I just got used to not being in the party politics of it. I got used to being in the activist side, lobbying kind of situation. So which was really nice. It was a good experience. But obviously, the way our politics was going, I realized, okay, now I got to get back into the ring of things, and it makes sense anyway. Politics is what I'm destined for. So I went in there, and then like 4 months down the line, I'm like, okay, fine. They called me back. I'm like, okay, fine. I'll join. So I
Okay.
joined the DA.
Join the DA.
I joined the
Ask you to
DA.
change your name from Sipho to Vusi.
I joined the DA for possibly the shortest time any member could have joined. I joined the DA. I attended a branch launch meeting. They had elected me as like a sub cluster youth rep or something.
Yeah.
And then 2 weeks later, a colleague of mine is like, "No, listen, have you heard about Herman Mashawa's party?"
What?
Like, wasn't Herman part of DA? He's like, "No, he left DA. He's got his own thing going on." I'm like, "Oh, yeah, keep an eye on it." And then, lo and behold, not even like maybe a month after I joined DA, Action SA starts up. I'm like,
Finally.
off.
"Sorry, guys, I'm sorry. You're a bit too corporate for me right now.
Yeah.
Maybe I don't know." But then Action SA came, and Action SA, I think their values and stuff really spoke to me.
Love the
So I was
name.
like, yeah, it was like fitting in the club. So I'm like, okay, yeah,
Yeah.
we're there. And then I joined, and man, when we joined, when I joined the whole group team of us, when we joined in late 2020, we had no intention of contesting in the 2021 local government elections. In fact, at that time, Action SA took a decision that they're only going to contest in Tshwane, Joburg, and Ekurhuleni. So your 3 metros up in Gauteng. And then at some point in time, we realized, okay, there's eThekwini, Durban's now putting in a proposal. Okay, they got the green light. We thought, okay, what if we try and see if we can get the green light? So we got around, we spoke to the guys like, no, okay, put a business proposal to us. Tell us what your target is and how you're going to achieve it. Put a business proposal. We spoke to our national chairperson, Michael Beaumont, at that time. He spoke to Herman, made the presentation. They said, okay, fine, here's the green light, go ahead. And our target at that time, we were aiming for 11 seats,
Okay.
which is a tall ask for a brand new party.
So you okay?
Crazy. He was like the part of it from
From
inception.
From inception.
Yeah.
From day one in KZN, we've been part of it.
Yeah.
And
So you say 11 seats, right? So speak to us a little bit now. Like, is 11 seats a lot or is it a little?
so let's bring into context. So within this local municipality, there's a total of 59 seats.
Okay.
30 seats made up of your ward councillors, which is your direct vote. Normally, you go to vote, you've given 3
Yeah.
ballots. One's for your ward councillor,
Yes.
you'll have the pictures on there. And then the other 2 ballots is your party rep, PR, and your district. Those ones you just see the party logos on.
So local elections, is there really that much of like corruption when it comes to the voting things? What stories have you heard or experienced?
man.
Give us a little behind the
give us
scenes.
something behind the
I don't
scenes.
even have
bro.
to give you a
This
behind the
is the first
scenes.
time I'm speaking to a politician.
I don't even have to give you a behind the scenes, man.
We are asking you questions that we ask each other and we can't
And you know
answer
that.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
I'll give you 2 examples, all right?
sure.
I'll give you a more recent one. So the reason we know we had a recent by-election, Chaka's Crown. I
Yeah.
don't know if you all know Dushi Governor.
Hey,
He left-
Oxygen Lounge.
Yeah. So he left ANC, joined MK, triggered a by-election because he was a ward councillor. And let's put it this way. During the voter registration process, because before an election takes place, you got to have the voter registration process. One of many addresses, because when you register the voter, you got to put your ID number and then state the address and house number you live in to say.
Sure,
gotta
you
be
actually
valid.
live there, yeah.
He then looks at the voters roll, which is a list of voters, and he notices like 28 people, if not more, listed on one address.
Oh God.
Oh, my.
And it's not like this address is like this massive mansion or complex. It's a simple 3-bedroom home, and you've got 28 people living in there. And he's like, yeah, see, this is the kind of voter fraud. So you get ANC guys now just cramming in voters so that they can try and win them. So that's one. Another option, another example of how voter rigging corruption takes place is this. In 2021, so Ward 16, which is Stanger Heights, New Northlands Park, Indian Village. How the ANC sets up these wards is sometimes they tend to take your minority clusters and then they just link them up with a majority cluster. So if you've got like an Indian area, white area, guaranteed it's going to be clustered up, linked up with a township somewhere along the line where their voter base is strong. So,
Okay, I understand what you're saying,
so
yeah.
in Ward 16, there's a little township
Attached.
attached known as Nyonyamanzi. In fact, we were there just today. The unique thing about Nyonyamanzi is that it's predominantly foreigners, people who can't vote.
Okay.
So we saw the voters roll of that area and we realized, okay, it's 200 people. It's not much to be, not even better either, because it's not going to make much of a difference. Come post-election, we look at that voting district and we realize, oh my word, 800 votes.
What? 800.
Where do you pull
So,
800 people in an area that's an informal settlement
With
that is
foreigners.
majority foreigners? And we realize,
Yo.
and in fact, during that whole election day in 2021, we were getting stories of ANC busing people in, and people were like, no, we don't believe it. I was actually stationed in one of the towns, one of the communities close near Groudville, and I don't know how ANC got my number, but I'm literally outside the voting station. We're getting our guys to go in. This is late in the evening, like 6 o'clock. Suddenly we get a message from some number from ANC linked to the ANC, and they're like, it's a final push. We are sending out buses. Get on the buses. Come to the voting stations. It's the last 2 hours of voting. I kid you not. That was at like 6 o'clock in the afternoon. By 7 o'clock,
The buses are there.
the buses were there.
Shit.
And I messaged my colleague, I'm like, guys, has your voting station suddenly gotten busy? They're like, yeah, a whole lot of taxis just showed up. I'm like, oh my word. So,
Yeah, the votes, huh?
there's a lot of reasons.
So can the guys not contest that though? Like it mathematically doesn't
How?
make sense.
Okay, so the IEC is the body you go to appeal these sort of issues.
Right.
But at the end of the day, who's the IEC serving?
The ANC.
ANC. As much as they try to be independent, because the Independent Electoral Commission,
Crazy, man.
The guy find a way to swindle it.
yeah, you get those issues. So yeah.
Well, these are very interesting stories. Tell us a little bit of the behind the scenes from your side, what you've experienced or something that you can share with us.
Tell us about the water tanker mafia.
Oh Lord! Oh goodness! Oh, everyone wants to talk about it.
that's
I heard you
amazing.
guys talking about it. I didn't catch the full story.
Yeah, bro.
But
The
I
water
think-
tanker mafia in Ilembe is a serious issue.
Crazy.
Let's put it this way: we budgeted the previous financial year, last year's financial year, we budgeted about 20. I can't remember the figures correctly, right?
Sure.
Take it with a pinch of salt, but you'll have the understanding of the scale of difference. So we budgeted about like 25 million for hiring tankers because during the 2022 floods, when those major floods?
2021.
Yeah.
2021,
Oh,
right.
2022. 2021 was the
2022.
riots.
Yeah. So 2022 floods, the April floods.
Yeah.
A lot of our tankers got destroyed.
Yeah.
So fine, fair enough. Okay, so we've got to obviously hire tankers and then at the same time initiate a process to procure new tankers.
Right.
Not a problem. So we had
So before
budget-
these floods, we never had a problem with water.
we never had
there's
a problem.
no water
well, I'll say
shedding.
we never had a problem with
Water,
tankers.
we never had a problem with water shedding.
Water shedding is a whole story on its own.
Well, it started after the floods.
Yeah, so but we'll stick with the water,
Okay.
the water tanker mafia for now.
Right,
So
right.
we had budgeted about like 25 million, give or take. And man, by like midterm, you got to get a midterm budget review. Suddenly we get this cost containment item that comes in, and they're like, "No, listen, we budgeted 25 million. Unfortunately, that's not enough. We exhausted that amount within the first quarter, and we now need to ask like another 120 odd million
Just to hire tankers.
for hiring of tankers.
You could buy your own tankers.
I mean, like,
No,
okay,
why wouldn't they buy
something
What's the
doesn't.
cost of a tanker?
It's
It's
expensive.
like 3 million.
It's expensive, but it's a once-off
2
cost
million.
at the end of the day. It's a once-off cost.
Yeah, but I mean, if you pay, okay, no, carry on with your
So
story.
like I'm in council and my caucus leader. I mean, like, listen, doesn't make sense. You budgeted 25 million. That 25 million was supposed to last us the entire financial year. How do you exhaust it within the first 3 to 4 months of your financial year? And now you're coming and asking for 120 something odd million to continue.
Like 5 times more
It's
now.
ridiculous.
Just hiring. That's
And
just spending money.
It's okay. So one person will say, so someone may say like, no. So the answer we got like, no, listen, we're hiring tankers. They've got to go to areas far and wide. They've got to go to places like Andini, Mapumulo, Ndwede. Understandable.
Those people rely on it.
Because those areas, unlike our areas where we've got taps in our homes,
Yeah.
they've got standpipes. And unfortunately, 80% of the time, those standpipes are dry. So their daily water supply comes from these tankers. Nevertheless, 120 odd million.
There's a lot of
120 odd million for hiring tankers is a lot of money. I'd rather take that 120 odd million and buy a new fleet immediately.
So didn't they have like a budget to buy a fleet?
They did. So we, in the last financially, we did set aside a budget to procure a new fleet. That was completed. So the latter part of last year, we received a portion of that fleet, and then towards the latter part of beginning of this year, we received the remainder. So one would assume.
Well, my question is, we have these water issues, and you're saying they're hiring these water tankers and they're buying these water tankers, but we're having a water shedding in like Stangerman area, our areas, not rural,
Yeah.
rural areas. But there's no water tankers going around and giving us water.
That is, to be honest, so that's been a strange phenomenon for me. I mean, you've got areas that are rate-paying areas of people
Yeah.
that actually contribute to the revenue that Ilembe receives.
Yes.
So one would assume that you would at least have tankers set aside for these areas whenever they go out, whenever they run short of water. But you guys have water shedding. Your water goes off at like 6
Every
or something
night.
in the evening, and then comes on at like 5 in the morning.
Every
Sometimes
night.
it doesn't even. They give us those times. Sometimes it doesn't even stick to.
Something doesn't even stick to that. So one would assume that, okay, you know there's this water supply issue. You should have tankers set aside for these areas, but they don't. In all my life, in all the time of being as a councillor in the district, I have never seen, I can be corrected, I've never seen an Ilembe tanker.
Nah, bro.
I've never seen it in Stangerman. I've
I know
never seen it in
there's,
Stanger Heights.
like
It's
a-
ridiculous.
The guys privately grouped together and they got
You've
their
got
own
your
tanker.
Mediterranean funds.
Yeah.
The
I've seen
Mediterranean
that tanker
organizations, yeah.
around.
They've really pulled Banner together and done a really
And
good
I've seen a
job.
lot of people like put balls in the yard and
Yeah.
put taps outside.
But at the end of the day, you're paying for your water. Now,
Yeah.
you're not receiving your water in your tap. So you should be receiving water some other way from the municipality. And they're not even doing that.
And bro, it's like
What is
times
the
like
point?
you wake up in the morning, like people are waking up in the morning to go to work, and then there's no water pressure.
It's tough, dude.
There's no water, and then you come back from work and you have a shower. There's no water.
And
Not a
that-
lot of people have.
that's
tanks.
the problem.
So it's like
though.
going out 6 to 6,
I'll-
6 p.m. to 6 a.m.
Sometimes government is, I won't say everyone, but sometimes the government is very disconnected from what people have to actually deal with these issues. Like when the water goes out, you obviously have to wake up earlier than normal. You've got to go and collect whatever water you have, heat it up on a stove. That takes time. You then got to have what is essentially known as a bucket bath.
Yeah.
That's inconvenient. And I mean, this obviously makes your life very difficult because normally you'll wake up, jump in the shower, brush your teeth, jump in the shower, you're out the shower, you're getting dressed, you're off to work or wherever you're going. Now you've got to wake up an hour and a half earlier because you've got to get up, get the water, get it in a pot, boil it on the stove, take it to a bucket, pour it in the bucket, have a bath, very inconvenient bath.
Yeah.
And all this while you're realizing in the back of your mind, I'm paying for water. I'm still going to, at the end of this month, pay for water, but I'm not getting any water. It's strange.
I'd rather have no electricity than no water.
A lot of people say that.
Yeah, bro.
In fact,
Sometimes we don't have electricity and we don't have water.
Water.
that's double
Yeah.
jeopardy. That's double jeopardy. But I mean, the tanker thing has been a mystery for me, especially within Stangerman and stuff like that. Because when Blythedale goes, which is the area I live in, when Blythedale goes out, I pick up the phone. So sometimes I'm wondering what the ward councillors or the councillors in those areas are actually doing. I pick up the phone. I'm like, listen, I need a tanker. I need one in the morning. I need one in the evening. Please.
Can't you send a tanker for us?
Well, we got a
See,
direct
I'm not even
contact
in
now.
your area.
You're
How?
using your power.
How do I get it? I can be like, yeah, I need a tanker for Stangerman. I'll have no way of I'll have no way of
Just tell the guy
checking.
to just get a detour.
Because I know if a tanker is coming to Blythedale,
Yeah.
I'll get a call. Okay, the tanker's on the way. Can be there in 20 minutes. I'll go to the top. Entrance of Blythedale. Wait, the tanker comes. Flicker for him. He follows me. I'll take him around the entirety of Blythedale, making sure we reach every single home.
See, action essay, yeah?
Yeah, man. I mean, at the end of the day,
He's taking action.
at the end of the day, so I'll take them to every single home and we'll deal with that. We'll do that in the morning. Another one will come in the evening. We'll do with that. At one time, Blythedale actually had a very prolonged water outage. It got to a point where even people's JoJo tanks were empty.
That happened to us last week.
And I actually pushed. At one stage, we had 3 tankers circling the
What?
Blythedale at once. Because I mean, people's JoJo tanks are empty. And obviously, whatever water supply they had in their 5-liter containers are all dry. So I've got to get one tanker now. One tank is dealing with the upper half of Blythedale. One tank is dealing with the bottom half of Blythedale. Another tank is dealing with your JoJo tanks. We're not filling the entirety of the JoJo tank. 'cause
Yeah,
obviously
just giving
that's
some
ridiculous.
water for like 1 day, 2
Like
days.
just filling it about like 10%, 15% at best. Okay, and then obviously going out. And then I'm thinking to myself, like, I've managed to get 3 tankers here in 1 day. And there are some wards where they don't even get tankers.
No, we don't get
We don't get tanker.
I've actually gotten calls from people in Ndwedwe who I've never met. I don't even know them on a first name basis, but they're like, Councillor, I've got your number. I need a tanker, please. I'm like, okay, I'll phone. Please, can a tanker be sent to Ndwedwe? Here's the address. And then I'll get a call like maybe an hour or so later. Thanks, Councillor. Tankers, yeah.
I'm
like, okay.
definitely phoning you.
I'm like, listen, I need you to do this with me. I need you to do this for me.
We're gonna phone you at like
The
1 o'clock
tankers,
in the morning.
wherever you see the tanker, and this is I think something that people don't also do. Sometimes the tankers will come.
Yeah.
They'll go to 1 or 2 homes. and then dip.
Yeah.
So whenever I send a tanker to an area that I'm not even in, I'll be like, listen, to every single person that sees that tanker, tell the driver exactly where to go to next. Sometimes the tanker will come in into one street
And then leave.
and then dip. But now if he comes and does the first 1,000, that person says, okay, you need to go there. He'll go there. And that person says, okay, that's your next street. Go
Just
there.
keep pushing him.
So you got to keep pushing that. I'm not saying every driver does this, but sometimes,
Yeah.
for whatever reason, it's in their mind, they'll do that.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, there's been.
So my question
cases
is
on
like,
my side.
what's causing this? Is it really the water tanker mafia putting a stop to the water intentionally? Or is there water that is stopping the water from getting to us?
And it's so many issues.
No, but is there water available to us and is it stopping it?
I'm of the belief that there is a water tanker mafia
Right.
who may be orchestrating the issues that are surrounding the water supply, or they could just be capitalizing on poor maintenance. Because unfortunately, the infrastructure in our water network is extremely old.
Yeah.
And there's been no proactive plan and budgeting process from government to actually put in process a consistent maintenance and repairs. So right now, the government, like Ilembe, they know their infrastructure is aged.
Yeah.
They will, if a break happens on this line, they'll fix that part. The problem is once you put in a new portion of pipe in an old pipeline,
Yeah.
another leak's either going to happen before it or after it, and then unnecessarily with time you're just going to realize you're going to visit an entire street
And towns are growing.
dealing with leaks because an entire 200 300 meter long pipe is
I guess nobody's gonna complain then, because at the end of the day, people are applying for tenders for those repairs also. So everybody's eating except we're not drinking.
Everyone's eating, and
Oh, they-
unfortunately, the ratepayers and residents are bearing the short end of
It's
the stick.
crazy,
It's
bro. So
ridiculous.
that's why I always say, you think stopping tenders will work?
I don't
So
know.
if you made tenders illegal, would all these mafias disappear?
These mafias have ways.
Will the
of
corruption
working
stop?
around.
That's another topic.
Maybe that should be the thing.
That's
Actually,
a
SA
deep
should
dive.
be like, we're gonna stop tenders.
That's a deep dive. No, actually, you know what we want to institute? We're hoping to get it. We want to institute a lifestyle audit. Because here's the thing, right? You've got your contractors, and they're obviously doing whatever they're doing because whatever. But at the end of the day, it's your politicians, your executive directors within the municipality that are getting kickbacks, the brown envelopes.
Yeah, right.
So contractor gets contract A for 100 million. That contractor gives a nice kickback of a million rand or so to whichever executive director or maybe the municipal manager, maybe the mayor, whoever. And that's how it goes. But the thing is, a lot of these guys have like trust funds set up. So the brown envelope money goes in those. But what we want to do is we want to institute a lifestyle audit, because obviously all these assets that they have, I mean, when you have a lot of money, you want to spend it.
Yeah.
Sure.
You want to spend it. No person in this world can tell me they've got 100 million sitting in their account and they don't spend a single cent. They'll want to spend it. So we want to institute a lifestyle audit, because when you do that, you'll then realize, okay, this is your salary, but strange enough, you've got assets that outweigh your salary by a considerable amount of money. So what other streams of income are you getting? And I think that will institute a lot. That'll unravel a lot of things.
So
And
that's gonna stop like the people in government.
that'll stop the more blatant corruption, because right now, I mean, I don't know if you know where Hewlett is, the Hewlett sugar mill plant.
Yeah.
There was a bridge. I won't say the company name because I'm not allowed to.
Sure.
But there was a bridge that was given to them because it was damaged with the floods. They were given a healthy amount of money to do that bridge. They exhausted a considerable amount of their funds, and the bridge didn't look like the bridge was even 30% completed. And then we think, okay, these guys are not going to get the contract back. Lo and behold, they get additional funding to continue with the job that they should have finished a long time with the initial amount of money we gave them.
What about that bridge that's in the industrial area?
That was
That was messy. That was damaged in the 2021 floods or 2022 floods. Now it's 2025.
Yeah.
That road is just a dirt road now.
I see. While I drove past, they kind of sorting it out now.
There,
It's been 4 years.
4 years later.
Yeah.
there were bridges and projects that the Auditor General picked up. Also, the Auditor General picked up. In fact, there was one bridge. He literally specifically said, "Listen, you guys spent, I can't remember the number, but I'll just say for illustrative purposes. You guys spent 20 million on this bridge, but this bridge don't even look like you spent. This bridge doesn't even look like it's worth 5 million.
What about our Tillymanor Bridge, bro?
Oh, it's crazy. So
What happened there?
What you mean? Bro, I think they were doing that bridge when we were in school.
do you not
Oh,
remember
yes, it's
that bridge?
right.
We
Traffic.
We spent years in traffic
Bro, we spent
because
like a decade. We spent
that
like
bridge had a
decade.
contract.
So I went to primary school and I finished high school,
Exactly.
and that bridge wasn't done.
That bridge, yo, people have
That
forgotten.
bridge, bro.
People have forgotten that bridge was given to a contractor to do. That contractor milked that contract, took the money, dipped, and then we were sitting there now with this
And the traffic.
dilapidated bridge, and now we got and then they awarded to another contractor. Even
And
that
then it
contract
got
had some
done.
issues, and there were delays. Eventually, they got it done. But I mean,
And then the floods happened, it got damaged again.
exactly.
Yeah.
Fortunately, the contract, the contractor that got the contract after the floods, that we can be grateful they did a pretty quick job.
Yeah.
They did a pretty quick
Bro.
job.
Well, it did a good
It just
job
took
because
them
we had
10
heavy
years.
rains again.
Because
it's so good.
and everyone's eyes was on that bridge because they realized, listen,
yeah.
you guys messed us around the first time. We're not going to let this happen the second
Yeah.
time around.
Sure. Yeah.
At least they got it repaired quickly.
And it's good though.
That-
we had
that
some
was-
heavy rains recently.
But
Bro,
you
it's
see-
scary to drive over that bridge with the floods.
But even in that, the fact that they got it repaired quickly
yeah.
So it can
shows
be
that
done.
as a country,
We can get
if
it done.
we really just decide to put the corruption aside and put the greediness for money aside, we can really get things done quickly and really grow as a country. But unfortunately, corruption and corrupt mindset, it's an illness that's killing our country, man.
Yeah.
But we have to take things. I mean, like Singapore made corruption
Right, so
illegal. So
okay, question I have for you. So let's say you are president of South Africa.
Oh, Mr. President.
Listen, don't
Okay.
go into too much detail, but like
okay.
action essay style.
Right.
So what action are you going to take as president of South Africa? So the blatant rules that need to come into play to fix this place or to replicate Singapore, because Singapore was fishing
Singapore was a fishing community.
with just corruption.
And no, it was a fishing community. It wasn't even anything.
It wasn't anything. I get
And
what you're
then
saying.
suddenly you get.
But they did it because of stopping corruption and investment came in, and now
So
it's one
that's
of the
that's the
wealthiest countries.
first and foremost thing, because corruption obviously affects everything. It affects service delivery. It affects your
Yes.
budget. It affects direct foreign investment. So
So President Sipho,
the first and foremost thing, man, we are making corruption an illegal act. It's going to be on the level of treason. So if you are found in any sort of corrupting, I don't care how small or how big, you're going to get dealt with severely.
but then what happens in cases like you're saying that, and then when we tried it,
Have we really tried it?
we had the 2021 riots because of the same reason, trying to put a politician into jail, and then
But what were the reasons?
everything goes to like civil war.
There was a lot of.
But I'm just
politics
saying,
around
like,
that.
Well, that's what.
The
what
summarized
that's
version
the
of what happened.
Well,
news read.
let's put it. I'm not defending Zuma anyway. Please, people don't think I'm defending Zuma anyway. I'm just putting this in
The comment
context.
sections are going to be on
We
fire.
spent about almost $1 billion, if I'm not mistaken, $1 billion
I don't
rand.
know.
If I'm not mistaken, I can be. It's a lot of doubt in my mind that I have to sometimes tabulate properly. So we spent maybe about $1 billion rand or so on a commission, trying to find money that we lost. And mind you, as a commission, it's not something that's binding. It's not legally binding.
Okay.
Obviously, there were
I-
measures put in place then after that to make it legally binding, and then that's how Zuma ended up in court. So there were issues. People felt Zuma shouldn't have been in court. But also at the same time, you got a president, a recently ex-president being put in jail, prison. Not a good sight. But anyway.
But I think like a precedent needs to be set.
No, indeed. That,
So
at the end of the
politicians
day,
are
it
not
needs to be
going into
said.
jail. That's the problem.
But here's
Like,
the thing.
once a
though.
precedent is set and a politician is jailed, then the next person that's going to be held accountable, it's easier to go through the legal route
It
to
is.
actually get them jailed.
It
Do you
is.
think you need to open up a special jail for politicians?
And that's a good idea. That's a good idea.
Put an aircon in there.
No, not even.
Like
that.
a hotel, right?
No, we're going to talk
No,
about
maybe there'll be like more.
we
Want to go to jail.
No, we're looking at like Alcatraz level.
Alcatraz.
Yeah,
So you're
yeah,
a stern.
no. People, listen. At the end of the day, people understand that the things that they do have consequences.
Yeah.
But when a
Not
person
politicians,
chooses
though.
to be corrupt, they
Yeah.
choose to be corrupt because they understand that the consequences of them being corrupt
It's not
is not
even-
outweighing the benefits of them being corrupt.
Yeah.
So if we can bring in consequences that's going to make corruption not a viable option, then yeah. So if we can make it, if we make corruption a treasonable act,
Yeah.
then
People will slow down.
but at the end of the day, even if I do it now in my term, it's going to take a while because unfortunately the ANC has built in a culture.
But what about like doing it the way I spoke about it? Like if you become president, go live in a bunker, have your meetings from there so nobody can kill you, you know?
and that's
And
that's
then just
possible.
like
Jay will bring
martial
you food
law,
once
bro.
in a while.
Like pull the army out and like stop the tenders, stop the corruption, stop everything immediately. Like,
But it'll take forever. I mean, not forever. I mean, not,
but like
not
this,
lie.
like put in laws like what Trump is doing.
You put things in place, yeah, but unfortunately, everything is so deep seated.
Yeah, but I feel like the system needs a shock.
It does.
Yeah.
It does. And I think the presidents that we've had have been very indecisive presidents. Okay, let me not. Okay, Nelson Mandela.
You know, we need a businessman or a multi-billionaire.
So-
No,
Hold
we
on.
don't. No, we don't.
Yeah, bro, we need somebody that can't be
No,
bought.
we don't.
So, so wait.
Yeah, we need somebody that can't be bought.
So
Cyril
quick,
Ramaphosa apparently was supposed to be. Cyril and Trump were coming into power at the very same time. We saw Trump, billionaire. This man's got his head screwed on the right way. He did what he needed to do. It worked well for America.
Yeah.
It did what he needed to do. Then we had our wonderful cupcake, Cyril Ramaphosa.
which is also he's also a billionaire.
Billionaire.
Yeah, but he's a billionaire from
Businessman.
politics, bro.
Yeah, you see, that's
see,
what
that's the
everyone.
difference.
That's what everyone forgot, though.
Yeah.
But in this country that we live in, a lot of the people that are generally businessmen and women don't want to get involved in politics. So
Yeah,
that's a
it's
tough one.
too
I mean,
dangerous.
look at Rob Hersov.
Yeah.
He's
They tried to poison him.
he's been in cases where he's reconsidered getting involved in politics. I mean, so you got
Is it-
businessmen and women
Yeah.
that can make good presidents, but they don't want to
Choose
get
not to.
involved.
Right.
Yeah.
And then you've got the ones that are like Cyril Ramaphosa, businessmen,
Yeah.
but
Doesn't his brother-in-law own Time Bank?
Patrice Motsepe.
brother-in-law.
Patrice Motsepe.
Brother or brother-in-law?
Brother-in-law. I think it's
Brother-in-law.
brother-in-law. Yeah.
No, I'm not going to get into that
So-
one. That's a whole rabbit hole in
So
itself.
Jay mentioned Trump. You know he's in power. And we never mentioned this in the podcast yet. You're getting to there. You are a trader as well, so you know the financial market.
There we go.
That's why we
And
That's why we're here.
and we mentioned Trump. So from your political view and your experience from politics and your Forex and your trading and the financial experience, do you think it's good what Trump's doing at the moment with all the tariffs and all the laws he's putting in place?
Depends. Who's it good for?
Well,
It's good
this
for
question-
traders.
It's good for traders.
Because we're catching some big
Yeah,
moves.
traders are catching some really good waves.
Just trade
Yeah,
gold.
Listen, I wish I could tell you whether if it's good or not.
So okay, let's put it in this way. Answer the question as a political mindset, and then answer the question as a financial mindset,
A trader mindset.
trader mindset.
Let's start with the trader
Trader
mindset.
this is a deep one. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So from a political aspect,
Yeah. This is your
Love
expertise now.
politics.
this is from a political aspect. Man, even that in itself is so difficult. But at the end of the day, I believe Trump is doing what he feels is right to push the interests of America.
Yeah.
And at the end of the day, as a president, your interest is your country first, and then everyone else later.
Yeah.
So whatever Trump is doing right now, he's doing because he feels if he's not going to put a tariff on China, I mean, the whole China thing was crazy.
He's shocking the system.
100% charge tariff on all Chinese goods. He's doing that because obviously his financial his economists have told him, okay, this is at the trade deficit, we need to do this and this and that. So he's doing it to benefit the American economy.
Yeah.
So whatever Trump is doing, I'll just assume that he's doing it solely to benefit American interest and the American economy.
Yeah.
However, from a financial aspect,
Yeah.
there are economists that feel like, no, what he's doing really isn't. Because sometimes it's okay to have a trade deficit. It's okay. Sometimes it's okay to export more than you import. Sometimes it's okay to import more than you export. At the end of the day, the world works. The global economy is quite complex, very, very detailed. So sometimes what you see on paper, what you may see as a trade deficit on paper, isn't necessarily bad for your country.
Sure.
I think we need to adopt the same mindset because like we became like a junkyard for everyone's imports, and we
Fact.
don't have a manufacturing economy anymore.
You know,
When we were smaller, you had like clothing factories and like
Textile
factories
industry
was
was
massive, bro.
big.
And like people were getting jobs, they were like grants for factories that are employing large amounts of people, and like there wasn't a problem with jobs.
Yeah.
Now, factories are just closing down and closing down and closing down and closing down and getting burnt, and it's crazy, bro.
There's something I learned very recently while reading up politics and stuff. Because China, okay, so there was a book I read not too long ago. When you have time, read it. It's called Confessions of an Economic Hitman. So it explained about how America uses their multinational companies. Like, for example, let's say Coca-Cola wants to go to Guatemala, set up a factory there. They will send in an economist, aka an economic hitman, to foster a deal between Guatemalan government and Coca-Cola to set up a factory there. And they'll dress the deal in such a way that it makes it seem as though it's beneficial for Guatemala, but on the other hand, it's actually more beneficial for Coca-Cola, which at the other hand becomes more beneficial for the American economy. And when the economic hitman fails, then they send in what is known as a jackal, which is your assassin. That's when you get these sudden freak deaths of presidents, suddenly plane crashing out of the sky.
Yeah. Like what happened recently, isn't it?
Yeah, keep that in mind.
Yeah.
And then when the jackal fails, then you send in the army.
Okay.
And that's textbook style America. That's right. That America, they won't come out tomorrow and say like, no, they're weapons of mass destruction.
Yeah.
WMDs. We're sending the army in. We don't care what the. As South Africa, Thabo Mbeki had actually gone to the UN and presented a case to say, listen, there's no evidence of weapons of mass destruction there. There's no need. Okay. Bush was like, send the army in. I don't care. And later on, we find, okay, there actually is no weapons of mass destruction. But at the end of the day, we all know that there was a hidden agenda behind it.
Yeah.
So likewise, like that, when I read that book, that was obviously America's playbook from like the 60s onwards. I now realize China is pulling a very similar play. Because if you go to a lot of African countries, let's say Zambia wants to build a network of roads, 100 kilometers worth of road. They don't have the money or the manpower to pull that off within a short time. But guess who does?
China.
China can build a bridge
Quick, fast.
really fast. So then China comes in and be like, hey, listen, we know that you guys want to build a road. We'll do it for you. Cheap. Or we ask for an exchange. Okay, actually, they'll say, we'll do it for you cheap. Here's the price. Zambia says, okay, it's fine. And the roads get built. And Zambia realizes, oh crap, we can't actually pay them. China's like, no, it's not a problem. Let's rework the deal. Give us free access to your harbors.
Oh, so
allow us to
take
set up
control
shop.
of the ports.
Let us set up shop in your ports.
Yeah.
The same play.
The imports
same
come
play
in.
as America did, just obviously without the jackals and the army. But it's the same economical play. And coming to the whole point of this whole story is this, that when I was reading all this up, reading about China, because it fascinates me about how they were suddenly being so influential in all these African countries, I then realized, hold on, China actually has a 50-year plan. Every other democratic country America has 4 years, because their term is 4 years. South Africa has 5, so 5-year term.
Yeah.
The president comes in, this is what I want to do in the 5 years of my time.
It's done in
And we
5
go.
years, man.
China has a 50-year plan.
50 years.
They set it and they stick to it for 50 years, which explains why China suddenly in the last century went from being a developing economy to a well-developed economy. So well-developed, they're now rivaling America.
They're the biggest, I think.
I mean, we now just realized all of Gucci and Louis Vuitton.
Coming from Japan.
For years, we thought China, made in China, fake. Now we realize made in China.
Where
is
the
original.
factories are, they gave the address of the factory. It's crazy.
And it just shows how disciplined the Chinese are. In fact, China could have come out a long time ago and said, no, we make this stuff. But they realized, no, here's the 50-year plan. We need to get our economy to this level where we're rivaling the American economy. So I think if South Africa could bring in what is known as a 50-year plan, even a 50-year plan, 10-year plan, 20, something like that, something that's really long term.
But
that
stick to it.
We set it and we stick to it for a long time. I think we can really progress. Because right now, we get a president come in. He is meant to sit for 5 years. But we all know once ANC goes to conference and they elect a new president that isn't the current sitting president, it's only a matter of time until the current sitting president is told, listen, pack your bags. And then his deputy has to become acting president, and then his term is obviously over, and then the new. So, yeah. So, for while we could have what is effectively a 5-year plan, it's actually effectively a 3.5-year plan, and you really can't get much done.
Nothing.
Yeah.
I mean, in
We're
politics,
stuck in the cycle now for long.
yeah, governance. I think governance Achilles' heel is bureaucracy. There's way too much bureaucracy, way too much bureaucracy. I think we need to, I know, okay, I'm not promoting. I don't know if I can promote action here, but anyway, one of the policy stances that we have is that we actually want to start cutting off the red tape that specifically stunts economic growth. So we can start cutting off the red tape. We can then start streamlining economic production. That's going to assist. More investments going to come into the country. More companies are going to be set up. More jobs are going to be available. People are going to be employed. People are going to be earning money. They're going to be stimulating the economy.
We need manufacturing, my guy.
Yeah. And so you got that. Now,
Well, I think the main thing is to increase employment.
Yeah,
The
manufacturing
employment
is the only
rates,
way, bro.
the employment rates in South Africa is
Factories. You need
Dismally
factories, bro.
Does
Factories.
millimeter. In fact, that's something that Herman actually did when he was also from the DHS, by the way. He was actually a mayor. Mayor of Joburg. When he came into mayor, there were these buildings, dilapidated buildings that were being occupied by like illegal foreigners. These
buildings got hijacked.
yeah,
basically.
hijacked buildings. So he took those buildings over, rushed whoever needed to be rushed out, and then turned those buildings into mixed-use buildings. So you've obviously got your accommodation at the top, and then you're setting up infrastructure at the bottom for businesses to be established. He also went back and realized, like, listen, there's so many factories here in Joburg that have just been abandoned.
Abandoned, bro.
He literally approached companies, listen, we need to strike, because the government has that power of striking deals, sweetening the deals. Went and approached these guys, like, okay, listen, here's the thing. Here's our factories, let's strike a deal, come set up shop here. You set up shop, you bring in jobs,
Yeah.
people are happy. So yeah, from a trader aspect, Trump bringing offers with these tariff wars and the Chinese and everything, man, it's a field day.
It's a
I don't have much time to trade, but every now and then I'll go on the markets just to see how things are going, because I'll have this thing like I'll open the chart and be like, okay,
see a god candle.
see what's going on
What
here.
about that USD ZAR scandal that happened?
USD ZAR scandal.
Yeah. Isn't the South African people were like manipulating the currency price of the ZAR, and
Can they do
this
that?
happened when last year, I think.
Can they do that?
Yeah, you can affect the strength.
You can
strength
affect
of the rand.
the strength of the rand, but you
Yeah.
don't. It's indirect ways, political instability, fake news.
Yeah.
Well, fake news is.
Yeah. In
Crazy.
fact,
Yeah.
I've since 20.
So you started trading in 2012.
I started trading in 2012.
That's crazy. That's 1 year after school. So yeah.
In fact, 1 year after school, our family started up a business
So how did you get into trading?
Yeah.
randomly.
But how?
Randomly,
Because
like,
at that time
like-
it wasn't like a
Genuinely, randomly. We were in office one day, and I'm on my laptop. It's a slow day. I'm Googling software, because at that time I'm a tech guy. So I'm just Googling all these different pieces of software. I'm on video editing
You're
software.
still a DJ, isn't it?
No, graphic designer now.
Uh-huh.
Oh, but that was
You're a DJ.
yeah. I tried to be.
DJ Sipho.
I tried to be.
Hey, Sipho can drum, bro.
Is it?
He's a drummer.
Pianist as well now.
Oh, and a pianist.
I remember at all the concerts in school, it was Sipho and Brenton. They were always
Oh
bashing
yeah.
each other.
Oh yeah.
That's
Where
pretty
was
cool,
that?
man.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. So I was just randomly on Google, and then suddenly I find this thing, MetaTrader 4.
And Trader 4.
What is this? I opened this thing. I'm seeing charts. I'm like, oh wow, this is pretty cool. I'm seeing these things going up. And at that time, I didn't even know what was candlesticks. I just had a line graph. So I'm like, every day, okay, the line's going this way. I'm like, what is it? And I started reading up. Oh, okay, it's trading. So I got in from there. I really like properly got into it in like 2014. When was Zuma's last?
I don't know.
I got
Motion.
no clue, man. I think I was too
Impeachment.
young for all of that.
Okay, I'm
That was
struggling.
before my-
I'm
that was
struggling
young.
to remember when Zuma's last impeachment attempt was, but I'll tell you, that was the time I really got like properly in, and I was a graphic designer at that time.
Sure.
Okay, graphic designers at that time, in case they didn't want getting paid too much, so I thought, okay, let me create another stream of income, trade. I know this thing. Let's try it out.
Sure.
I know how politics works. I know politics affects this. Let's work it out. So I wasn't much of a technical trader, more fundamental. Yeah.
Fundamental trader.
So the one day I realized, hey, shoot, Zoom. There's a whole impeachment process taking place in Parliament. Voting's gonna have to take place.
Yeah.
I have some understanding to know how this voting might actually go. So I'm like, okay, this is a good trading opportunity, because I know regardless of whatever the outcome is, the rand's going to get hammered
Yeah.
regardless.
Right, yeah.
And so I'm like, I sat there and I had a small account with XM. I had about like 500 Rand in there. Okay, like put in there, I opened a small trade, small lot. And I had, at that time, the leverage and stuff wasn't even that high, that crazy. At that time, like the most you could ever get was like 1:500.
Okay.
And my account was sitting on 1:200 or something. So I opened up, so I'm sitting on the charts now. And I was working at press at that time. So on that day, we were working late. But obviously my work was done. So I'm just chilling. And I'm watching this impeachment take place. And I'm watching the voting take place. And I'm watching the chart. Seeing like the chart's chilling. But then I also knew at the back of my mind, I'm like, once the official announcement comes out, the brokers are going to do what they normally do, push the price in the opposite direction to tap out everyone's stop loss.
Increase
And then-
spread.
So I'm like, I'm going to wait for that whole reversal to take place, that whole obviously counter trend to go, and then I'll catch in the reverse. Okay. Announcement, literally before the announcement could even, like 5 minutes before the announcement take place, I start seeing the market
Yeah.
do what it normally does. Suddenly the spread is suddenly increased. I'm like, oh, okay, it's coming out. And then I saw,
Start panicking.
so obviously Zoom wasn't going to be impeached, which obviously would have strengthened the dollar against the rand. So on my chart, dollar against rand should have gone up. So as soon as I saw it go down, I'm like, there's my cue. So I waited. Once it lost momentum, I put in the smallest one because it's 500 Rand account.
Yeah.
It's not much margin on there. So I'm like, okay, small amount. Dude, that thing shot up. Within 30 seconds of me putting the trade, it shot for the moon. I think I must have invested into that specific trade about like $50 or so.
Right.
I made about 2.5 grand.
What?
Yeah.
With 50 Rand.
2.5 grand, 30 seconds. I saw that thing shoot. Moment it lost momentum, but obviously there'll be a second tick.
Yeah.
Lost momentum, closed my trade, made 2.5 grand. I was out. I'm like, yeah.
But the charts, I'm not even worried about the
I'm like,
impeachment.
me and trading
is real.
me and trading are going to be very good friends. Me and trading will be very, but then obviously with politics and graphics designing, I never really had the time to really knuckle down and focus on it. So it's always been this on and off.
Right.
But now you're at the war room. We can change that.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Of course. We got to change.
Yeah.
We got to change.
We're going to be phoning you now. We're going to be trading as USD versus ZAR for New
Oh, in
Zealand.
fact, after that,
Yeah.
after that impeachment, I made a promise myself, I'm never trading against my currency because I'm like, on one hand, I need to use my currency, but I'm like trading and hoping on the downfall of I'm like, no, I can't.
But in the political side, like, you need to.
There's conflict of interest here. I can't. I'm like, I'll never trade my currency, whether if I'm trading for or against, whether if I'm shorting it or calling long, I'm not trading my currency. I'll trade anything else but my currency. And that's when I knuckled down. Then I went to the gold. In fact, I traded gold for a while. In fact, I dialed down so well in gold pre-COVID, like 2019, to a point where I was so scalping, but really short. Right, I'm talking like 2-3 minute trades, because I realized, okay, at that time the spreads on gold were really small because not many people were trading gold. And then I realized, okay, gold's doing this thing. When it's on an upward trend, every single candle is gonna. If it's an upward trend, every candle is gonna make a new high. Downward trend, every red candle is gonna make a new low. So whenever I see the new candle, okay, I say, okay, there's the closing price. Okay, there's the wick. Okay, I'm gonna put a stop. I'm gonna open my position here. I'll close my position about this much just below the wick, but it's obviously high leverage, just about there. So it's a short trade. I know you guys call it full margin now. So short trade, technically full margin at that time, short period of time for a very small movement but high leverage. So I'll risk about like $5 in there. The trade goes in, the candle forms a new low. I bank about $50, put it aside, I wait. Come back 10 minutes later, I see another candle's going to form a new low, bank it again, $50, chill, sit. So yeah, and then COVID came in, and suddenly the one day I'm pulling this, I knew the perfect move was going to come in. I was waiting for the setup, and then suddenly, boom, the spread. I'm like, my $5 trade suddenly, without even the markets moving, went from break even to suddenly negative $100. I'm like, I'm like, nah, this is XM. XM's been so good to me for so many years. Sorry,
Did you get a love letter from them yet?
Nah,
you got
I'm
many.
like,
Many love letters, bro.
what is this? And I'm like, nah, now I've got to close my account in a deficit. I'm like, all this hard work gone.
Yeah.
Nah, I'm done with trading for now.
We got banned there, bro.
Serious.
Yeah, bro.
We
From
got
milking
banned
the
for
markets from
abusive trading.
Oh, yeah,
abusive
no.
trading, bro.
Most brokers do that.
Not HFM.
Is it?
Yeah.
Okay. But I mean, most brokers at the end of the day, they have to profit off people
Yeah.
losing money. unfortunately. So when they find someone that's mooking them the way they're mooking others,
Yeah.
Yeah.
They
doesn't
don't like
feel-
it.
doesn't- they don't like when they get
Yeah,
to taste
that's
their
what
own
I'm saying.
medicine.
You get the love letter.
And they
bro.
don't like the taste of their own medicine. So like, nah, okay, we have to get rid of these guys.
Mm.
Draining our bank. So yeah, that's me and trading and politics and the whole story.
That's crazy, man. That's a very interesting story. It's first, as I said, it's the first time we sat down with a politician, and then lucky enough, you're also a trader, so you can
Yeah.
give us both.
Yeah,
both sides.
it was.
I didn't
Just
know
the
you were a
post
trader,
was-
bro.
Yeah, I keep that on the down low, but now
Yeah,
everyone
yeah.
seems to know that now. So anyway,
Yeah, it's out
people
there.
are gonna
It is
start
what it
asking me
is.
like, hey, what's your thoughts? We need.
You know
People are
what's the
gonna start
caption,
asking
bro?
me things now.
Yeah, you know what's the caption? Politician turned forex trader.
It's more of forex trader turned politician.
Yeah, I guess so. And then back to back to trader.
Forex. Oh, Lord. Yeah, but I've been trying to look into get into forex, but I realized like, nah, man, my time is.
I'll pull through here,
You're a
bro.
busy
We'll
man.
teach you the whole
Yeah, so I saw you guys pop up. I'm like, I know that guy.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay. And then I saw I don't know if it was your first episode where you spoke about your whole journey and how you got into it.
Yeah.
I'm like, damn.
Sounds
This
familiar.
this is really, and I got to reach out to you. And I don't know what happened to me, and I got busy and I forgot to reach. And then eventually I reached out to you because I just wanted to have a sit down and obviously discuss ways to make trading more convenient for me.
So this
Yeah.
is a sit down.
So this is actually
And
a
I
sit
can
down.
definitely make
This
it
was
more
the result of
convenient
the
for
sit
you.
down. Yeah. So I mean, there's obviously many people like me, man. I mean, there's people out there that obviously want to get involved in forex.
Mm.
I don't know if they know how to get involved in forex, so I'm sure you guys can explain that to them.
Suraf?
Yeah, so all you just do, make sure to follow Warroom Talk. And yeah, you can drop a comment down below, follow our Instagram, TikTok links, message us, and then we'll take it from there. We'll guide you every step of the way. We'll put you in our groups. There's a community, FX Warroom community. You got Jay, myself, Dre, Pumlani is also over there as well. So we've got a big team as well to help everyone do their journey. Whenever you need some help, you can message us directly as well. We'll help you through the journey.
If you're based in Stanger, we have an office.
We've got an office. This is our office.
Wonderful office.
Yeah,
Yeah.
thank you, bro.
So
Wonderful.
yeah, you guys pull in on the weekends. I think Jay was having a mini seminar this morning.
Yeah.
So
mentorship
guys
lessons
generally
this
pull in
morning.
on the weekends and chat with them, just general chats, nothing too serious. And yeah, that's basically how we can get everyone started.
So I'm assuming you guys obviously have an array, a variety of options and packages.
Oh,
for
yeah.
Yeah, 100%.
So if I'm someone that has absolutely no idea how to trade, but I want to get involved in trading, what would be the most suitable thing?
So for me, I think the way to start somebody off is through copy trading services. That's like if you don't know anything about forex, and
Right,
you
right,
actually want to use it as an investment tool, and you're busy and you don't have time to actually get mentored.
Okay.
That's option one. Option two is actually learning how to take signals. So just following signals.
Following signals, all right.
And then once you know how to do that, so basically copy trading, you get involved opening up a broker account, link your trading account to a different copy trader.
Mm-hmm.
So every time that person takes a trade, it'll copy their trades and then you make profit. Signals, a signal is sent out. You just follow the entry point, stop loss, TP. So you learn how to take signals. That's the easy part. And then you start off with mentorship. Make sure you find the right mentor. Try and do it in person if possible. Try avoid scammers,
Mm-hmm.
and the big social media influencers that are flashing things. So make sure you find the right mentor because that can really change your forex journey. Instead of taking 2 years or 3 years to profitability, maybe you can do it within 6 months or 1 year.
Right.
So mentorship program is important. Trading plan is important. Your budget for trading is important. Having a specific strategy is important. Understanding of technical analysis. And my favorite thing is time-based strategies. Because as you say, you're a busy man. You want to get back into forex, but you're busy doing other stuff.
Yeah.
So you need something that's time-based, so you know that you can trade at specific times in the day. It's very repetitive. You can hold yourself accountable. I think that's a cheat code to profitability.
Yeah.
Indeed.
And that's the process of trading. Learn how to use TradingView. Learn how to use MetaTrader. Learn how to use the apps. Learn how to take signals. Learn the terminology.
So we
Get into
basically teach
trading.
you all of that.
Yeah. Get into trading. You know, you work remotely. You don't need to rely on anybody or worry about customers. You can sit at home, do your thing. Use it as an investment tool. Don't use it as a lifeline. It's difficult to use it as a lifeline.
Yeah, it's very difficult.
Use
That-
it as
that
an
I've
investment
realized.
tool.
At one stage, I tried using the lifeline. It's stressful.
Yeah, but that's the problem. Like, it's very
Trading-
stressful because you're trying to make it that much.
Yeah.
Make it.
Trading under pressure. No, I mean, you can make it a lifestyle.
Yeah, you can.
If you've got a healthy capital that you're running with, maybe you can make it a lifestyle thing. It's your bread and butter. But I mean, for most people, no one's sitting with a large amount of money that's just waiting
Yeah.
to throw into the market. So a lot of people obviously have to realize that Forex can't be your bread and butter.
Yeah.
It can be something
be.
that you use as like an additional stream of income, or something that you use to fund another venture. Maybe you want to start up a business. Okay, you need some liquidity, you need money. Forex can create that stream of liquidity for you to start pushing into your business. So there's ways Forex can be used. It's just you got to be wise with how you choose to use it.
Before we end, is there anything you'd like to say to the viewers out there in some a political point of view, or as a trader?
Wow. Trading? Okay, we'll start with the trading aspect. Well, I mean, obviously, that's my camera, right?
That's your camera.
That's my camera. Okay, guys, you're hearing it from me, someone who's been in the Forex world for a while now. Yes, in everything in life, you get your scammers, no doubt. But at the end of the day, Forex is a real thing. It's a real deal. And it can definitely help you achieve some of your financial goals. So if you've ever thought about getting involved, give it a try. Take a few months, save some money, and when the time's right, find the right broker, find the right mentor, find the right method in which you want to pursue in terms of whether it's copy trading, whether if you want to be taught the whole thing from scratch and trade on your own, whether if you just want to go with signals.
100%.
Figure out the way that's more convenient for you, and then run with it. Man. Don't be afraid to try. From a political aspect, wow, I think South Africa is in a very unique space. People are realizing that they've got to get more and more involved in politics, and not the politics of politics, but more the governance side of politics and service delivery stuff. So people always be like, come to me like, oh, I don't like to get involved in politics. Unfortunately, I'm not interested in politics. Unfortunately, politics is interested in you, and politics affects everything in your life. So don't be afraid to get involved. Make your voice known, and when it matters, do your bit. Do your bit.
Any social media handles? Shout out to your social media handles. Give Sipho a follow.
TikTok, look for the poll. Facebook, I'm not as active on Facebook, but Sipho Zungu. My profile picture is the same across the board. So even on Instagram, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, or not X, not Twitter.
Your cell phone number in case you need a water tanker.
Cell phone number is 079 321. You have to guess the rest.
Don't worry, guys. Once we get it, put it in the link, and you guys can go to
Link in
Sipho.
bio.
Sipho, thank you so much for joining us. It was good chatting
it's
to
been
you.
a pleasure,
It's good.
man.
Everything was
It's been a pleasure.
First time we chatted to a politician and a trader. And thanks for taking the time off.
Thanks so much for having me, guys.
Cool.
Action!
Thanks for watching, guys. Please make sure to subscribe, like the video, and leave a comment. And if you want to get started in trading, you can drop us a comment and we'll reply to you guys. Take care, guys. See you in the next one.